Hey YouTube, so it's been a while. I created some really cool Fortnite invitations using the Xbox Game Dish. You may have seen it before, you may not have, but it's something cool, a nice little touch for a gamer, and I think that you guys would be interested in seeing a tutorial. So first, what I'm going to do is share how to make the Fortnite logo because you'll want to have a custom logo for your invitations, and you can use this method to do a logo pretty much for any game or like a treat, a brand. So let me show you what I do, and I'm going to do this in Photoshop on this tutorial. And first, what I did was I went to Google, and if you're watching my video, you know I like to Google images, and all I did was search Fortnite logo PNG. So I always like to get a PNG. You can tell because the background is checkered. I right click save image as, and I'm going to, we're going to ignore this one. That one I just copied and pasted. That's not a good one because it came in with the background, but that's not an issue. We'll go ahead and get this one that I just saved and bring it in. Just drag and drop it. You can also file place. However, I just like to drag and drop. So I'm going to find it on my desktop where I saved it. Just go to wherever you saved it, and I'm going to drag and drop it. Let Photoshop think for a second. All right, so once it comes in, always make sure to hit enter so you can place it. I'm going to delete out this other layer and you'll see the difference. So see there, it has no background. Cool. I'm just going to expand it. I just hold shift and drag it out like towards and that, and I press enter. If you don't see your transform controls, come up here, use your move tool and hit show transform controls. Awesome. All right, so what I'm going to use first is my selection tool. And this is my quick selection tool. I'm going to come and it's going to, I don't like the size actually of my selection tool right now. So I'm going to make it a little wider. You see it's like really narrow. And I'm going to select this. And I'm going to show you guys a few different ways to do this. Oh, it's on minus. Make sure you have add to selection highlighted. And I'm just going to select everything. Actually, could be a little bigger. And if you don't want to do it this way, you could just do a quick select. But I'm going to show you guys how I do it, okay? And I'm just kind of running my mouse over the whole thing. So like I said, I'm going to show you a few ways to do this. You want to make sure that everything is highlighted. So these little like selections that are not part of your selection, make sure the entire thing is selected. So just keep copying over it. Just keep rubbing your mouse over everything. Let Photoshop pick it up. And I will say one thing, it's a lot easier to do this if you have a mouse. I'm using my trackpad on my computer, so it is on my laptop, so it's not the best. But if you have a mouse, I recommend you do that. And I'm going to do this as a pen pressure so I can get a little better pressure here because it was being too sensitive. There we go. So now you'll see, and I'll zoom in for you, that everything is selected. So what I'm going to do is a new layer down here, and I'm just going to right click, layer via copy. Let me make sure my correct layer is selected. layer via copy. And you don't have to do that either. What you could just do is select it, but have this layer highlighted, create your new layer first, then select it, and then do a fill, and it will pop in as a new layer. So I'll show you that in the next round. So here's my second layer. It's a duplicate, okay? What I'm going to do next is come up to my second layer, and I'm going to do a color overlay. And again, you may see other people do this differently. This is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to put that color over it. Cool. And I'm going to zoom back out. You can use your shortcuts for this. I usually just use my keypad and do my zoom here. And I'm going to go back and get my move tool, and you'll see the difference here, right? Okay. So I'm going to hide this for now. And then I'm going to come back here, and I'm going to get the inside. So what you can do, if you want to go a long way, guys, you can select it, select everything. To me, this is like a quicker, faster, and also a longer way, okay? I'll show you why, because now what you have to do is come in and deselect some things. You can also do a layer mask. I'll show you guys a few different ways. So I'm going to subtract things out now because I have too much select. I only want the inside, the green. I'm going to come in, I'm just going to drag out what I don't want. See how it takes a little too much? So here, minus that. Yep. I'm just going to come around, rough it out real quick just to get it above. I personally would not recommend you do this, y'all, for the first time because you're going to get a better option with the other ways I'll show you. Let me make that a little tighter. There we go. See how it just is clipping to what I need? And that's what I wanted to do. It was a little too wide before. And it's okay that I get the letters and the holes, like the divots and everything. I'm going to X out that tab group. So, let me pull this out. Make sure everything I need is selected here. And it's okay if it's a little rough, y'all. I don't want any of the rope. Let me minus that, not add it, minus it. Because I don't want the cores out. We're going to do those separately. And I'm going to add in these little corners over here. I want them right here. There we go. And I'm just going to take out. So again, I didn't really change the size of my selection tool. You can change it up a little bit more and fix it up so you don't have such a large selection tool. I'm going to deselect. Let me select. And all right. So it won't be perfect. It's okay. It's a little wavy over there. I'll scroll in so you guys zoom in so you can see what I mean. See, it's a little off right here. That's okay. So, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add a little bit more. Track some. So you see how I can tell some of it is not selected. And if you do something, you make a mistake, Control-Alt-Z. That will undo. So that looks good. But one thing is, I do not want this up here. Okay, so I don't want this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that out. Like, yep. Add it up above a little bit. That looks good because now I just have the inside. So then I'm going to right click, layer via copy. See what I have left? The inside. Zoom out so I can show you what I mean. I'm going to bring this layer under. So cool. So One thing though, you'll notice this color is not right? Because that should be the background color. So originally I just chose a green color. What I'm going to do is go back and get that color I like so much, that gray, so it matches. I'm just going to double click color overlay, or you can go down to effects, click it. I just double click where it says effects and a panel will pop up. Color overlay is selected already. Here's my color picker. I'm going to go with that one. Okay. Okay. I'm going to hide this again, and you guys are going to see what I mean. So, the thing you can do now, trying to make sure, we want to make sure it looks as best as possible. All right, cool. One other thing we're going to do is I'm going to color this. So this is actually a gradient. As you can see, it goes like light green to dark green to almost like a black. We're going to do a gradient overlay. So deselect color overlay and come into gradient overlay. And we'll want to do a new one. Just double click the gradient. And what I'm going to do, I'm in the way of what I need to see. So bear with me 1 second. I'm going to see this again, because I'm going to make sure that the greens that I picked are good green. So I'm going to go here, effects, gradient overlay. And hopefully this is making sense. Never hesitate to leave any questions in the comment box. I'm just going to double click that stop. That's what they're called. Select that one as my first stop. My second stop will kind of be like this darker green. And my third stop will be that real dark green. And do, let's do it in reverse. 100. The way this is hitting right now. Here we go. So I'm gonna hit name. We'll call it Fortnite. New. All right. Hit OK. Okay. And let's take a look if we like it. Not bad at all, right? Looks pretty good. Awesome. Okay, so we need to have this part. So what you could do is like select this off. But what I'm going to do, since it's kind of on an angle, I'm going to come back and I'm just going to grab this. Same as I did before. Right click, layer via copy. Have a new one of it. I'm going to bring it above. Okay. I'm going to bring it above the layers I already have on my. And let me make my canvas a little larger. It's a little short. So we're going to do image, canvas size. I'll do the height at, I'm going to do like 30 by 22, but that means these things are like really big, but that's okay. You guys can see them. All right. So far, these are my 3 layers that I created, right? If you don't want this to say Fortnite, like if you wanted it to say Alicia, I would probably just paint over it, like grab the paint bucket tool or a brush. I'll show you. And this is just kind of like my lazy, quick way, so I don't have to deal with, what are they? Layer mask sometimes, guys. I'll just grab a brush and I'll just brush it out. Like, I'll just brush it. This is just what I do. I mean, I'll show you some other options, but to me, this is what I do. Have your way with it. Do whatever you want to do. Whatever suits you best. I always say there's about 3 different ways to do something in Photoshop. Do it your way. Do it your preference. This is mine. So I'm teaching you how I use Photoshop. All right. So we need some words and we need some tags. We already have our tags because we copied them, but they have like a the same color gray. You could leave that, or what we could do is we could come down and select them, right? And wrong layer. We need to be on the right layer. Make sure you click the layer you want to affect. Now we could come here and we could select our tags. I'm going to do a layer via cut because that way it'll cut it away. See, I have a little bit that I didn't select there. So if I wanted to bring it back and add that, Control Alt Z. And what I'm going to do is grab my selection tool again. Just make sure everything is highlighted. Okay. And I'm going to do it again. Right click, layer via cut. Let's see how it looks. Take away. Okay, awesome. Okay, so now that we have that, I want to put a gradient on this as well because I don't like it. If you ever want to rename your layers, you can just rename them here. Like tags, gray base, you know. So we'll name this one inside, and we can name this one Fortnite, like banner. So I'm gonna come here and I'm gonna, instead of doing a color overlay, I'm gonna have a gradient overlay so it looks like the tags. So deselect gradient color. I'm gonna go to gradient. Make sure it's selected. Photoshop is very finicky about that. Make sure whatever you want to affect, you select it. See it? I'm gonna pull these away. Pull these over here. And that way you guys will be able to see it. And I will too. Gradient overlay. Gradient. And let's double click. You can also click where it says color. And I'm gonna go and I'm gonna get that like light gray right there. I'm gonna get this medium hue of gray. And the third one, and you may not have three, you may have just like two colors, you may have more than that. So we'll call this tag. Smoothness, I want it to be at 100, new. And I want to keep it at the linear. Okay. So make sure you turn off the color overlay because it's going to do that. So right now what I'm seeing is that my gradient is in reverse, and I'll tell you why. This happened on the inside too. See the angle here? We can do that. We can scale it down a bit. Like really scaled up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust it some more though, because I don't want so much dark gray. Yeah, I don't want so much dark gray. More light. Not that much. Oh, I like that. Let me bring this down. I just added one. Let me delete that guy out. Sometimes, you know, if you click too hard, you will add one. That looks nice to me. So I'm going to hit OK. OK. I'm going to bring this guy back in his place. I want him above, though. I'm going to show this, too. There we go. So actually, yeah, he needs to be. So it looks like a little piece of him is missing right there. We can always go back and add it in. Next up. Okay, next we're going to do our strings. Then we're going to add our text. So when you come to the strings, I am zoomed in a lot. Let me zoom out just a bit. Okay, when I come to my strings, I'm going to grab, let's see, do I want to use selection tool? No, I don't want to use selection tool. What I want to use is my polygonal lasso tool. And if you don't have any of these tools that I'm using, just double click that dot, 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 and come down here to edit toolbar. You'll see some additional options. In my view, my window is set up on Workspace 3D. So that may help you. And if you don't see your tools, go to Window, Tools, Layers, whatever you want to see there is in that panel. All right. I'm just going to kind of draw around the ropes. Doesn't have to be perfect, y'all. And draw it. draw it out, and let me zoom down. I zoomed in too much, and I'm gonna start over. I zoomed in too much. You can always use your keyboard so you can zoom out. I just don't. Bad habit. Bad habit. That would have eliminated all what I just did. I'm not a big shortcut person. I like to touch keys, trackpads. So the beauty in Photoshop is that they do have a lot of shortcuts for you to use. One thing that's pretty cool is that drop shadow on these on the ropes on the dog tag chain. So I'll show you how to do that. And it's okay that I'm going over because we're going to place the text over this so you won't see it. And just make sure you connect it. Once you connect it, you'll get that. So what I'm going to do is right click, layer via copy, same thing. So there's my tags. But you notice that there's a yellow because it copied what was already there. So I'm going to do a color overlay. And I hope that I'm making this to the point that it's explanatory to people because I know how intimidating Photoshop can be. I bought the background back because I wanted to grab a color. I know how intimidating Photoshop can be. I watched a tutorial before and then I just kind of take it from there. I'm going to make it black. And every day I just try to learn something new with Photoshop and teach myself. So I'm going to grab that. Now, I would love to just be able to duplicate this layer, but I can't because they're different. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't count. It doesn't matter how many clicks you take. And you can drag it all the way down to here if you like. You know what I mean? One thing I'm noticing is that you can see the green through that tag. So I'm going to put that in there. All right, cool. Same thing again. This time it gave me layer view copy. That's fine. All right, wonderful. So I'm gonna bring this back. I'm just gonna do this for my dog tag. The chain. Oops, wrong layer. Chain left. This one I'll call chain right. And I'm gonna just right click, copy layer style, paste layer style. Okay. And then I'm gonna come over here, 50%. I need to see everything again. I'm gonna just copy these over. Let's make sure they're above what I need them to be above. And if you don't want to move something, just lock it. To undo, I just hit Control Alt Z. Make sure you select what you want to affect. Yeah, it's so tiny. I'm having a hard time. Let me grab it. Here's one chain. So it looks like that actually goes under. Yep, there we go. Second chain. Bring it over. I think that the other one might be bigger. I don't know. Let's see. Okay, cool. What we're missing is our hole. So I'm just going to select that over here. You can always just insert a circle, but I'm about to do this my way because to me, I don't know. This is just how my mind thinks, guys. So other ways will probably get you a little smoother cuts, but this is just what I'm doing for this one. I'll show you guys some other options. There we go. I don't know why our chain seems to be longer here. They like that too. Like this doesn't look to be the same space as the other one, right? More like maybe this one is bigger. No, they're the same size. We'll make the tags a little bigger. There we go. That's better. Now we got it. There. All right, bang in. Okay, cool. So, yeah, the tags are not really in there, I see. Okay, so let's add some text. The font is Burbank, so you'll just want to search Burbank Big Condensed. And I recommend you get the TTF, not the OTF version. Okay, so there's a few of them. I downloaded the free version. You can just search free. And to download a font, just download it and install it. If you have any questions about that, let me know. I already have it downloaded on my computer, so I'm just gonna start typing. And I'm gonna go, and right now my foreground color is black, so that's not gonna show up, okay? You'll see what I mean. And it's tiny, so let's get my character panel back. Window character, I've got 24 point. I definitely need about 72. I need the color to be white. I'm going to use my picture. And if you wanted to change it, you could do that here, or I could select it here because it defaults to your foreground color unless you change it in the character panel. So just go ahead and expand it. Make sure you hold shift so it remains even. There you go. So one thing about this font, you see what they did, they kind of put it on a wave there. You can do that. It's not going to, somebody kerned it. They actually went into Illustrator and messed with it a little bit. So if you want to go into Illustrator, if you use Illustrator or if you want to type out every single letter individually and make them bouncy, you can do that. I have 2 Burbank fonts, so I'm going to see which one I want to use first. And this is, yeah, I want the other one. And let me make it back caps. And I'm just going to kind of narrow it out a bit. One thing you can do too, if you don't want to type everything out or go into Illustrator to do your kerning, is you can come up here. Let's see if we can find the style we like. I don't really see anything that I like. Because see that wave? It's not really like individual letters. Yeah, no, I don't like the wave. I'm trying to think. Which there was like, yeah, something like that. A little better. That's fine. But if all else failed, just go, and what I would do is I wouldn't even use this. I would just go back to copying this one. Make sure the one you want is highlighted. That was my problem there. I would have just used this without taking out the Fortnite. Now, unless you want to make this say something different, then I would brush over it like I did. But because I don't really need to, I would have just kept this one. for what I'm doing today. Let's see. And let me subtract that out. See, it's too much now. Too much. I didn't have my selection tool set up correctly, but that's okay. I'm just gonna layer via copy, and I'm gonna hide this layer, and I'm gonna hide this Fortnite word, and we're just gonna bring this one over in the button. Yep. So there we have it. That's what I would do, and then what I would do is I would just type it out. So you might want to say like Langston's or Langston. I don't know if you want the apostrophe S. More than welcome to write whatever you like. Langston, and I'm just gonna copy this and paste it. And you don't have to do that. You could also right click duplicate layer, or you could just type it again. Duplicate layers up there. Or you just type again. I just like to copy and paste. Same as I do in Publisher. Langston. Oops, too big. Proportions are not kept. Make sure you hold shift. Drag out like diagonally. There. I like to do that because it takes too much guessing in here for me to figure out the right font size. I'm just gonna change this to say Battle Royale. Spelled that incorrectly. I did. Battle Royale. And I'm gonna size it down. This one actually can be a little longer. I can do this one out of proportion because it looks like they did too. I'm gonna size it down some. Just to fit. All right. Bring it down. I don't like that. So let's actually make it back to how it was before. Like it's supposed to be. I don't think that your customer is going to be too nitpicky about that. And I mean, if you wanted to, you could also like break it up on two different, you know, planes, but bring that some down. Cool. So, looks really nice. I'm going to do a gradient overlay on this as well, using the same similar colors. I've already set this one up, and it's here. It was there. Wrong gradient. Could be this one. Yeah. Let's put this a bit. That is not correct. Now I'm not going to go over how to get that like half moon shape in there, because I don't think that your customer is really going to be in your face about that. I'm just looking at the preview. This one is so janky. There we go. My opacity is at 60% for some reason. Aha, there we go. My stops. We don't want that. We want to be able to see it. All right, wonderful. And if you want to, I mean, you can change it, like, but we're going to just go ahead, like you see it changing there. But we're just going to go ahead and use linear. And I'm going to scale it down again. Back to my angles. Yeah, there we go. And I'm going to actually put a little bit of like a bevel on this so it pops out. Yeah, and if you want it, you got Battle Royale on 2 different lines. You could do a lot of different things. On it. There we go. Maybe that's too much. Maybe not bevel. Let's do a drop shadow. Something to make it so it's not so one-dimensional, but you don't have to. I'm actually not going to because I like it, and I don't really want to fidget with it too much because I know me. I'll start to try to get it like way perfect. So one of the things you'll notice, I'm gonna make Langston bigger. It's a little easier when you have like shorter names because they look closer to it, but um, one of the things you'll notice is your gradient may change a bit. So if you ever want to change it because your words are shorter or it's in a different space, just go back and double click it and do your scale differently, whatever, or do the angles different of the light. Okay, so this guy, suppose we want a gamer tag. I don't actually like this color of the gray anymore. It looks like weird, right? It's too light, guys. So we could do a gradient overlay on this one too. Everything has a gradient in Fortnite. Looks like interesting. Let's do a gradient overlay on this guy. And let's just come in and change to this light gray. This one to that dark gray. And this one to that kind of greenish color there. That's way better. Oh my gosh. Looks so much better, right guys? Okay, so I'm talking to y'all like y'all are here. These need more detail. They need like shadows and some beveling. There we go. There we go. Awesome. And if you want to add that little bit in, I would just get my brush. Make sure your color here is that color up top. I would just kind of brush it in. Tags. Brush a little bit. You know, I would get a different brush though. That brush is not a good brush. Yeah, there you go. So, trying to think what else. If you want these little shapes, you can go and select them, but I know what would be cool. Maybe write the person's name or do something like that. So, I don't like the drop shadow. I want the drop shadow to be wider. There we go. Okay, I like that better. And they actually look a little too big now that I'm looking at them. I won't bother them. Maybe it's the angle of what I'm sitting at. They look a little big to me. Hmm. I don't know. Something about it is kind of irritating me. Oh, one thing we need to do is add a drop shadow on this. It might make me feel better. That makes me feel a little better. I don't want the shadow up there on one part of it. Okay. And so yeah, these tags look a little different because of the way I did it. Probably should have done it a different way to give it more realistic look. But again, I don't think your customer is going to be investigating it so hard. And we can always change the color of the drop shadow. Because I think more so what your customer is going to be looking for is just the fact that it's done, it's personalized. They love, 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 love that. They really do. And so, you'll want to make sure that I would do a sample one and then I would show my customer, there we go, theirs. So, yeah. I'm trying to think what else. I'm going to do a drop shadow on this one. Okay. If I wanted to add these, again, I would just probably select them. But I would leave these. Oh, wrong tags. You can come in and do that, or you can just write something on the tags. Like I would personalize the tags out, like a gamer tag or happy birthday or something like that. All right. And if you did just want to use these same tags, I would just select them and copy them onto there. Let me add it. Now you could easily put this on top. To me, that looks more green, right? Than black, the tags. I'm looking for something. Where's that little circle? 2. There it is. Yeah, like that. Maybe even hide the tags. Yep. So that's your game thing here, guys. That's it. That's how I would do that. And another way is you can grab your Polygon lasso tool and you can come and select it from here. Every single piece, like how we did the outside, how we did the inside, and then use the same method. Let me just do a rough edit real quick. So this is a little faster. You just gotta have a steady hand. See, it selected it. Layer via copy. Same thing. Okay? Same thing. And what I would do with all these though is if you're ready to send them to your customer, just right click. I would just make sure that one's not locked. Select all of these. And I would just make sure everything is selected. I would right click it and I would merge them. Then that way when you send it to your customer, they have one full image and they won't need 2 of these. Okay? I would use Polygon Tool. I would do the same thing, color overlay for everything that I did. Let me undo that. And what else would I do? I would do Polygon Tool. You could also do a layer mask. And you could go and grab your brush and just wipe it out. I don't have the best hand for this. You know what I mean? And I'm using the mouse, so I don't like to do that. Another thing you'll notice is that you lost these little dots. So if I wanted to add them, I can just come and grab them back. Like I said, I don't think your customer is going to be that mindful of it, but it's up to you if you want to get into that level of detail. You know what I mean? And if you ever are selecting something, you need to deselect it, hit Control D. That would deselect. So see when I did that, it took it out when you use your layer mask. So yeah, lots of options, guys, lots of options. So hopefully this step-by-step helped, and you don't have to feel like you can't do this anymore, because it's very possible for you to do it. Let's bring this above. Well, it's the same color, so it's not going to show. Let's put a stroke around it. And I did a real rough job. There we go. Okay, wait. There it is. It showed up. There it is. I would probably just copy the same one. I don't have time for all that. Let's zoom in. I'm going to copy those. Let me zoom in for you guys so you can see. See? It looks great. Let me make sure these are all above. And again, yeah, these look really nice. I don't think that anybody is going to be like, oh my gosh, you didn't select it well, but you can come back and select it better. I just did a quick select, and Magic Wand Tool would even work really cool for this. That's when Magic Wand Tool is very helpful. So this looks great. I mean, I would probably clear that up a little bit, but you can come back and finesse it and use your great editing school skills that you have or that you've learned in this video, and you can come back and fix it up and make it perfect and make it your own. All right, so I hope this helped. Hopefully the publisher video will help somebody too. So thank you so much for watching, and you guys have a great one. Make sure you subscribe if you like. I hope you do. Thank you so much.